Hey, welcome back to another episode of Spike Jank. James from Destroy Ticker Permanent here for GoblinTradersGames.net on the Jank side. Just waiting to hear. Okay, so accepted. We are on Demir Ninjas this week. Typically, trouble decks don't get a whole lot of a credit, especially when it's something like ninjas that's not so much of a common creature type. Yeah, we can keep this. So ideally, you want to have one of your 1-drops in hand. Having the Spell Pierce is nice. Be really nice if we drew. It's Prosperous Thief. That would have been nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to Spell Pierce that. Drawing another Spell Pierce is kind of nice, so we can get in Ninjutsu in Biting Palm Ninja. Take something out of his hand. So what do we got? I actually think we take old Retstein. He can't meat hook high enough to actually kill this turn, so we're in decent shape. We're going to go ahead and tap down the Shigeki, get kind of aggressive. That allows us to keep up the Spell Pierce. And then next turn we can Biting Palm Ninja again to take the meat hook. So we're going to attack with both. If they want to block the Biting Palm Ninja, that's fine, because we have another one. We're going to leave him with nothing else to do. We're going to leave Spell Pierce up. Probably going to activate Shigeki on end step here. Attack. Sure. And now we're going to play Kaito. I'm going to make a ninja. If we draw a land like that, then we'll probably go ahead and get in with this guy. And I think we're actually going to go ahead and Nashi. So we can reveal both. We basically pay life for it. Obviously, we'll play this one. So we'll do that. Get a land back. We're at a plus. And then we're going to take a bit of a chance here. We're going to go ahead and play the Network Disruptor because that actually is our second spell, so that reverts the Graveyard Glutton back to the Cemetery Trespasser, or Graveyard Trespasser. He would have had to have drawn a Meat Hook Massacre, and the deck plays 3 typically. So we'll see. Sure. So he's probably going to Winterbloom Command the Disruptor, Drain 2 is my guess. Yep. Oh no, okay. No, we'll let that go. Does put him up to 7, but we get the opportunity to hit and get something off of Nashi. Like another Nashi. We still have the Spell Pierce if he tries to double spell here. And that should be game. Okay, so for this matchup, I actually kind of like the Annul, like the Duress. Like the Negates a lot better. The Spell Pierces were nice, but he's going to be playing around him now. So I think we'll take those out. I think we'll cut a Suru and a Kaito. Actually, we'll keep the Kaito and we'll cut... No. We'll stick with that. Right there. So, game number 2. Definitely can't keep this. He has a really low creature count that we can't actually afford to keep all those creatures with. This is okay. We can put back a Shipwreck Mars. We can play Thousand Face Shadow on turn 1. Not bad. We'll keep the Takenuma Abandoned Mire. I think it's a much better land to have than a second Shipwreck Marsh. And a removal spell, go figure. Well, we really need to draw something. Our hand wasn't great to begin with, but drawing a negate into a Infernal Grasp is kind of worse. So I imagine he's going to take the creature now. Wow, okay. So that means he probably has a removal spell for Nashi. I don't think we can realistically afford to play around it, though. So goes land and then into Meathook Massacre for 2. Sure. Depending on what we draw, we may already be out of it. Yeah, it's not looking good. Well, Dress is a nice draw to just kind of see what's going on. Well, with Shigeki, he can just get back everything out of his graveyard, so there's not really much of a point in continuing to play that game. Infernal Grasp just doesn't do anything. So we'll definitely bring, actually, bring back in the Fading Hopes. So we'll play first. Alright. So I think actually what we're going to do is we are going to play Thousand Face Shadow on 1. Next turn we can play our Shipwreck Marsh tapped to turn 3 play the Silver Fur Master, but allows us to keep up a null. Sure. Play that out. Pass the turn. Sure. Not overly concerned if you make some blood tokens. We're definitely going to annul it. And then we actually are going to Fading Hope this. Keep the Duress. It does kind of open it up to some problematic things to come up. Well, it does allow us to take his only play, so that definitely helps a lot. We're going to leave it like that. Let's see what he gets back. I'm assuming it's Rutstein. I gotta go back to land. Oh, because the Ninja exiles. Okay. Sure. All right. Get that one 2-1. Then we will move on to the next game. Challenge here. We'll play. Recording this a few days before the Streets of New Capenna pre-release. Really excited to get our hands on the new cards. Now this is kind of the curve that you want. 1-drop into a Prosperous Thief. That's definitely where you want to be at. And Jeremy back with the Meat Hook decks, of course. We're actually going to pass the turn. Should have played Hive of the Eye Tyrant that turn. But what are you going to do? We're just going to hit for 3. Well, now we're not. What do we got? Definitely think it's Deadly Dispute, because that lets him draw more cards. In that case, we are going to go ahead and play this, because then it allows us to get our pirate or Prosperous Thief back out. Sure. Messed that up. If we had another blue, we could have done something interesting, which was we could have played the Silver Fur Master and then been able to ninjutsu the Prosperous Thief. Okay, so you get a blood token. You go ahead and crack it now, though. Alright, so we got the land. We're actually just going to leave Spell Pierce up. Actually, we will go ahead and play Satoru. Because we do get to leave Spell Pierce up with the treasure. Spellpierce is definitely the MVP in a lot of these matchups, because if they're trying to meat hook you on curve, like, they kind of have to tap exactly. Okay, so I think in this matchup we definitely want a null. Some number of negates. I think duress is pretty good too. Really don't like Kaito in this matchup. Removal spells are pretty good. I think we'll go like that. Let's see what kind of changes Jeremy wants to make here. I hope you guys have been enjoying this series. We also have some draft videos that will occasionally go up. Going to work more on standard videos. It's just kind of, squeezing it in. We're both kind of really into limited right now, so that's a big reason that we're kind of stuck on it. But will definitely be some more diversified content on the way. Assume Jeremy is going to play first. I like this. So we have a nice curve, plus we have some disruption in the negate. I think we're going to lead on a tap land. Okay. We're going to go ahead and play the Silver Fur Master. If he removes the Silver Fur Master, then he's most likely not playing something that is going to work profitably with the Anvil. Unless it's Voldaren Pariah. It's probably the only card that comes to mind. I'll play a Thousand Face Shadow and pass the turn. If he attempts to remove it, we may negate it, just depending on what the removal spell is. No, we'll let that go. Just get a land. Sure. We're going to go ahead and destroy the Blood Tithe Harvester. Sure. Well, and Jutsu out a Prosperous Thief. Then we're going to go ahead and play a Thousand Face Shadow. One thing we can do next turn with the additional Thousand Face Shadow that we have in our hand is we can attack, and when the Thousand Face Shadow on the battlefield isn't blocked, we can ninjutsu in the one in our hand and make a copy of Prosperous Thief. Or make a token copy of Prosperous Thief, rather. Alright, what do we got here? A graveyard trespasser. Okay. Sure. Jeremy kind of plays the same cards over and over and over again, doesn't he? No blocks. So we're going to go ahead and attack. Sure. We want to shoot in this guy. So we get 2 treasures. We're going to use 1 to play the Thousand Face Shadow, because we would like to be able to ninjutsu in the Biting Palm Ninja next turn. Sure. Now the question is, do we negate here, or do we just wait for the Meat Hook Massacre? And I think the answer is to wait for the Meat Hook Massacre, because I think that that's really a card that he's looking for right now. I think this is worth negating. If he wants to kill the Thousand Face Shadow, that's fine. Sure. Let's see what he does. So either way, we're getting in the same amount of damage here. See what we got. We get a treasure token. Well, we'll definitely play the Reckoner Bankbuster. And then we'll play the Network Disruptor. So see, we take 3. I think we go ahead and block. Sure. Second. That's kind of weird. Okay, so you draw land. So let's pass to blockers. Let's go here, here, and here. So we take 2. All right. We got to try to hit big. Basically, if we can handle the anvil at various points, we're in pretty good shape. I think we're going to cut these for the Blood Chief's Thirsts. Let's see. I'll play first. Sure. See, so that's a mold of 5. It definitely raises the importance of getting this Biting Palm Ninja off. Got yeah, that one. I'm not entirely sure how much of a, I don't know if I would put that much of an emphasis on the 1-drop. I mean, you're going to take the negate, so he's going to take the negate, so we might as well duress. Okay, get a land. God, does he have a removal for the ninja too? Jeez, man. Just had everything this hand. God. I think at this point we can't really afford to leave the disruptor in hand. I mean, it effectively does the same thing, like... Really need him to miss here. I was gonna say, do you risk? I don't know about that. Well, you get another Deadly Dispute, but yeah, this is Jeremy's luck at work. That's for sure. Okay, so that's 3 volt. That's weird. You could have killed. And we are going to remove because we want to get rid of whatever he may have in his hand. We definitely want to get rid of that. He can duress the power word kill. He doesn't have a creature right now, so it doesn't really do anything for him. Player second black source. I wonder if he had a deadly dispute there and was debating casting it. Okay, sure. Really? Jesus, man. We'll pass the turn. Interesting. Jesus Christ. Sure. Get the Wind Robber back this time to block the Bankbuster. Assuming he finds something to crew it. Good God. Yeah, we're done. That was less than entertaining. We'll just say that. And we'll head in for the final match. Huh, that's interesting. I think we have to mulligan that. This is much better. It's unfortunate that our opponent goes first, because this is probably mono white, if I remember Jeremy's lineup correctly. We'll go ahead and play the Disruptor. This is a... Jesus Christ. I think we'll just kill the Usher. So what do you got on 3 here? Okay. I'm going to play this. We have the Fading Hope for backup in case he tries to target the Thousand Face Shadow with something. We can just bounce it back. Sure. Yeah, we'll keep Nashi. We could actually play the Biting Palm Ninja this turn because it blocks both creatures quite effectively. Okay. Now the interesting question is, does he want to get rid of the Nashi or the Thousand Face Shadow? Because the Shadow can actually block the Elite Spellbinder. It's actually interesting too. So we're going to actually attack with the Biting Palm Ninja and see what he does. Because you got to block it with 2. Okay. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to Infernal Grasp one of them. Pass the turn. Well, top deck and Brutal Cathar is kind of nice, I guess. I mean, we're going to block. Like, him not having creatures is much nicer than me not having creatures. So, if he attacks, we're going to take 2 here. Like, just kind of whatever. Or 3. Actually, we're just going to block. I forgot that we get the Biting Palm Ninja back. So that is a thing. And we're going to go ahead, we'll remove the counter and see what he's got. Nice. I mean, it would be kind of nice to draw land. Sure. Well, there is a land. Get in for 2. And there's another land. So we'll play the Nashi. This activates for 5. Get in for 2. Sure. If he wants to block... Oh, he's not blocking Nashi. Oh, ho, ho. Okay. So let's see what we got here. Well, we will definitely take a Power Word Kill. And pass the turn. You can't attack him for 4. I don't think that really gets him anywhere. Okay. I was going to say, I think he forgot about the Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Obviously, we bring in all 4 of those. We want to get the Infernal Grasps out. I think we actually want the Spell Pierces out. We'll keep 1 Spell Pierce. I think Kaito's kind of a little more difficult for us to try to deal with. We'll actually bring in an Azumi Prowler. I think the lifelink would be pretty helpful. Okay. So, Jeremy on a play, we have a 1-drop and 2 removal spells. I actually think this hand's a keep. Sure. We're going to play the Swamp, and we're just going to wait. Let's see what he does. And then this turn we will kill the Thalia. The next turn we can play the Satoru, which is actually a pretty big creature. I mean, assuming that he doesn't select it here. If my experience against mono white tells me anything, probably going to have Brutal Cathar. So that kind of sucks. Oh, or Intrepid Adversary. That's a thing too. That's fine. We'll actually go ahead and just take it. And we're going to kill that and pass the turn. We will indeed be blocking. Well, and now we got to play this game, which is just never fun. Okay. I was going to say, we really need to be drawing something. So we'll play this. Might as well get in for 2. Sure. Bounce that. Okay, so he has to block like that. This also lets us do this. And we will remove a counter. To get rid of one of those, replay the Satoru. Play the Legion Angel, get another Legion Angel. So I guess we'll block here. Okay. Let's see here. Let's try that. Oh, wait, is that it? Am I dead? Yeah, I'm dead. Well, dang. Okay, go to the last game. I think we bring those back in. Let's get rid of that. Alright. So we're on the draw, or on the play rather. Probably go like that. Really hope he doesn't have anything for this because we really need it. Oh, you. Let's try it again. So we'll get in with that. Take back the 1,000 face shadow. Attack. We'll get a token. And we're going to play that. Now that's actually kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and block. It does get rid of that pretty handedly, so actually we kind of needed that. That was messed up a bit. Okay. Block the token. Would really like to draw a land right now. I think we have to do that. And we're dead. So unfortunately, that's just how it goes sometimes. Mono White's kind of a bad deck to have that happen against too, so that's kind of annoying. But definitely had some misplays in that game, but I don't think it changes the matchups that much, really. So let's take a look at the deck really quick. It's kind of what you would expect to see as far as like ninjas go. Maybe some work in the sideboard. I don't really know. Maybe there's more nulls. Just kind of have to mess around with it. Spell Pierce was quite nice, so I really like that. But yeah, just mess around with it. Let us know any ideas, any changes you have for it. Like, subscribe down below. Check out Destroy Target Permanent anywhere you can find your podcasts. And check out GoblinTurgeGames.tcgplayerpro.com for all your Magic singles. And until next time, good luck. I hope you lose.